Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Sarah.
We're here again to talk to people. What do you want to talk about?
Well, actually, what I want to talk about right now is you. And I want to know, why don't more people know about you?
That's a really great question. Mostly because I don't get out and publicize my work, and I don't try to get as many people to come to me as I can.
Hmm.
But I'm totally willing for more people to know about me. You know, as soon as you called me the first day we met, that I saw you.
Yes, yes, I remember that day very well. I always count my lucky stars that I was guided right to your door in a matter of weeks. Um, so you talk about the work. So what is the work?
Well, I feel like my work is really helping healers, therapists, people who are trying to get things accomplished in the world to help them make peace within themselves and have better skills at communicating with other people. And I use all of the healing tools and therapy tools to try and make a bridge between people so that more can get done.
Okay.
And you were asking why more people don't know about me. I think it's because I'm always working or training. And I think this podcast was a decision that we both made that I'd be willing to answer the questions and meet the needs of more people. I'm completely willing. I'm just very busy taking care of each person who shows up asking for what they need.
Okay. Hmm.
There's a lot of people out there doing all kinds of healing work. Why do you think it's so important that people meet me?
Because the work that you do it's incredible. It's totally grounded in what is real. And I have no doubt that it comes from a very high place. And the way that you work is completely integrated between those two opposites of being very real and very much on this earth, but also being very connected to what is, I would say, the highest spiritual reality that there is.
Well, thank you for acknowledging me in that way. But I think that might be the reason more people don't want to work with me because they'd rather stay a little ungrounded and think that anything goes.
Mhm.
And they don't want to do the work to actually access the highest vibratory fields and work with the masters. They don't want the responsibility, but they do want the fame and the public acknowledgement of their abilities to teach about manifestation. It's incredibly annoying, incredibly. But I'm not annoyed enough to compete with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, I totally know what you're saying. So what you're saying is that the work that you do is not just about manifestation. It's about reaching the highest that you can reach in order to bring that here.
I believe that unless a person who says they want to do this work is willing to do whatever it takes to clear away all of the things that stand in the way of their own ability to manifest,
Hmm.
to do and to be the things that they believe in. If you can't do it, you can't teach it. And a lot of people are hiding the fact that they don't have a clue what it takes to be fully grounded or to be able to access the quantum field and to work with the masters. They don't really understand it, but they understand spiritual words and, you know, they talk about things that actually are real,
Hmm.
but they can't do or be those things. So
Okay.
I teach people how to be what they envision is possible. And I'm doing that every day in my life. You know that.
I do know that. And I know that since the time that I've met you, I think it was 6 years ago, about, everything has changed. Everything. And that's because I listen to you.
But that's another reason people don't want to meet me, or maybe they want to, but they haven't found the strength to ask. You asked, Spirit, you said, show me the way to a teacher.
Yes, I
If
did.
you ask that question, you are bound to be given help to find the right teacher. But a lot of people just want to pick and choose a little bit from that technique and that shaman and that therapy form and, call it this, that, and the other thing. And they want the symbols of a certain kind of work, but they are not existing as the highest vibratory field. I was told by the masters, you have to go be this. So I trained in every single thing I could that would force me to become more and more grounded. I mean, I ended up going to Peru and hiking mountains, and I had never hiked an uphill. I'm afraid of heights. I had to go and overcome my fear, ground myself tremendously in energies that were very difficult to come back and teach the Peruvian rites here. And once I had overcome that fear, they threw me into the dance studio where I could overcome all kinds of terrors and limitations. But I think the reason people don't meet a teacher is that it will turn into boot camp. I didn't tell you what you had to do. You started to feel, I have to be more, I have to do more. And you would ask me questions, the answers to which up the game for you. So why do you think more people should meet me? Because I'm not opposed to it. I'm just not hunting,
Yes.
like I'm very available.
Yeah. I just think more people should know that there is someone who is that connected and and has the skills and the ability to really help effect change in somebody else's life if they're willing to do the work.
And I also really want the people who come to me to be willing to pass it on. With the way I teach, people actually learn more when they're willing to teach what I've taught them, which has happened for you.
Yes, I once I started teaching, I realized, oh my God, I have to really be on top of. Hello there.
He wants to be a part of the conversation.
Yeah, it was when I started to teach, it was a real that was itself was a real awakening because then I became responsible for others, not just for myself. And
Yeah.
that is a huge undertaking.
Yes. Well, I think it's one that we really all need to think about because the world is in great danger
Mm.
and we need to each be willing to share the best of what we know, the best way we can. So I prefer to teach people who have a desire to influence the people around them in a positive way. They don't have to be spiritual healers or therapists or, change their profession. They can go right into the world and take what I'm teaching them to soften and open the situations that have become rigid and stressful for people, to add to the peace in the world. And it doesn't mean you're, like meditating your way to work. It means you got to stay in a place where you're non-combative. And to do that in situations where a lot of people are looking to fight rather than learn, looking to be the best rather than to share,
Yes.
being that kind of influence to break up this hard edge that I think our culture has indoctrinated people into. So I would love more people to learn and to share this. I think that's why we decided to do the podcast. You thought people might have questions and